Police Chief Ken Anderson was reluctant to release too many details because it's so early in the investigation. However, he did confirm that it was a female officer who was shot and a second suspect has been taken into custody. Today is really about showing solidarity with domestic violence survivors across the nation. And it's just another way wearing purple can start that conversation on the impacts that domestic abuse has in our communities. UC Health says it also plans to help develop more advanced treatments and clinical trials in Pueblo. I spoke in depth with representatives from both institutions. I'll be uploading those interviews in their entirety to our website, kktv.com. Want to give you a live picture of that scene. It has been calming down gradually since crews first arrived. You can just see there the last CSFD fire truck just left. We're getting ready to hear an update on that officer who was shot twice yesterday afternoon. This happened in the city of Alamosa. If you want to read up more about this story, you can always head to our website, kktv.com. If you check out here at the top of our homepage, we have an alert bar where you can click on that article to get more information. But right now, let's get to Alamosa, where the police chief is about to provide that update.
All right. Thank you all for showing up.
Thank you everyone that tuned in to kktv.com and as well as our Facebook page. You just got an update from the Alamosa police chief on that officer-involved shooting that happened yesterday afternoon. We know that that officer was shot twice. Not a lot of details provided. It is still early on in this investigation, as Chief Anderson kept pointing out, so he was reluctant to release too much information. But a few updates that we did learn. 2 people are now in custody. As of yesterday, it was just one that we knew of, a juvenile. We do not know if the second suspect is a juvenile that's in custody.
It's just a wonderful place to come and experience something unique this week.
A critter crawling experience that's more creative than creepy. The Colony of Insects has made its home at the Broadmoor World Arena this weekend for Cirque du Soleil's show Ovo.
It's so visual. We have video projections on stage, we have live musicians, we have, of course, acrobats from hand balancing contortionists and aerial straps and a Russian cradle, flying tumblers. So lots of emotions, lots of comical moments, and really a feast for the senses.
Inspired by the bossa nova beats of Brazil, audience members will enjoy music played live from musicians who travel with the circus year-round. In fact, the title Ovo means egg in Portuguese, which is a central theme throughout the story. But putting on this 2-hour production is years in the making and takes a whole lot of work backstage.
Here in Colorado Springs, we arrived yesterday with the 20 semi-trucks. We hire 100 local stagehands to help us put up everything. Training equipment, the gym, the catering to feed 100 people, the costumes that we have behind us, the offices, the dressing rooms, just everything.
When it comes to the artists you see on stage, their schedule requires a whole day of conditioning, focused on strength and flexibility training, as well as dress rehearsals. But all that work is what gets them excited for the main event.
We're all very, very excited to come out here and perform. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes. So if you want to be mesmerized, inspired, motivated, or just entertained for a couple hours, come and see the show.
Dylan knew who he was and what he was called to do in life.
That calling for fallen Arvada police officer Dylan Bakoff was to serve and protect.
He didn't do it for the notoriety or for the appearance. He did it because he wanted to make things better.
The love that everyone has for Dylan was truly felt at a memorial service held for the 27-year-old who not only lit up a room with his infectious smile and positive attitude, but left memories that continued to bring joy.
I'll remember him for 2 things: his laugh and that piece of fabric that he considered to be shorts.
Imagine a short that comes down only just below where your thigh would meet your hip flexor. A piece of clothing that has no business on a large man whose tan line is just above the knee.
But making people laugh was just one of the things that made Dylan such an incredible person.
Dylan always had a warrior mentality and knew every time he stepped out of the station, he would do what needed to be done. Dylan was a hero.
That day came on September 11th, 2022, when Dylan and fellow Arvada officers responded to a call requesting a welfare check on 2 children. Upon arrival, the officers were met with gunfire.
He took on the responsibilities of placing himself between the weak, the impaired, the innocent, and those willing to do harm
Officer Dylan Bakoff's end of watch was September 11th, 2022, doing what he was meant to do, being a light in a world that can sometimes be dark.
And I know it's hard not to feel like he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But I believe Dylan would tell you that he was exactly where he was supposed to be.